a practical guide to winning back your girlfriend from a male psychologist. When you catch yourself wondering where yesterday ended and tomorrow began, when you can't tell if it's day or night, every situation is unique. That's why I work with each case on an individual basis. But there are universal psychological principles that operate in our lives, affecting us without our awareness. If you behave correctly, these principles will work in your ex-girlfriend's life too. The main rule of attraction is that when someone gets enough of the object of their love, they become oversaturated. The next stage after that is aversion. That's why you broke up. At the moment when your girlfriend was getting oversaturated with you, you started to feel hunger, and you began to get closer and closer, hoping to be fed. But in reality, you just kept feeding her. You kept feeding her to the point of aversion and ended up alone. If you understand the situation correctly, you will reach the same emotions that your girlfriend feels. Aversion toward you. Your proper actions after a breakup. Of course, you need to accept the fact that your girlfriend had enough of you and you're not appealing anymore. You aren't needed. If you understand this, great. You've identified the pit you've fallen into. That means you're thinking clearly and can figure out how to get out. Very often, clear assessment doesn't happen because you're blinded by tangled vines of illusions, and you can't see through them. You start to humiliate yourself, and the illusions fall away. But so does your value in your girlfriend's eyes. There's no need to humiliate yourself. It's better just to accept the fact that you're no longer needed, and let those illusions go without losing even more of your worth. How to get out of the pit. You need energy for this. But in fact, you've been sitting in the pit for a long time without realizing it. Now you realize it because there are no illusions left. To gain energy, you need to understand where it's being drained right now. Do you eat food? Yes. Do you have energy? No. What do you think about? About your girlfriend. Who's taking your energy? She is. What to do? First, understand this. She can't forcibly take your energy. You're giving it to her by focusing on her. That's why you need to turn away. The best helpers for this are activities that require your energy right now. For example, going to the gym. Any activity that takes energy will do. Now, the gym will take your energy. What's the point? Because by taking your energy, the gym gives you dividends, while your girlfriend does not. And dividends are just energy in another form. As soon as you turn toward your girlfriend again, call her, check her social media, or try to find something out about her. You are serving up your energy to faster she'll write to you. In practice, 100% of girlfriends write after a breakup. And she'll write to you too. The reason is simple: curiosity. I explained in earlier videos why you shouldn't answer. Distance weakens your girlfriend's strong position, but she's still strong and you're still weak. Until you feel strong, you shouldn't answer, and strength comes over time. When we don't answer, the messages start increasing in number and getting longer. Why? Imagine a friend you treated badly and want to apologize to. At first, you write, "Hi," but if they don't answer, you keep going, because you're sorry. Your messages get longer and longer. This is exactly the same pattern. Reconnection is almost always initiated, and it consists of steps. You move to the next step only after you've completed the previous one. If you don't answer, well done, you move further. Then, you will face anger from your girlfriend, since she's angry that her property isn't responding. Here, you need to understand that you are not her property. How she feels about this should not concern you. If you still care, you're a slave who's afraid of being punished by his master. That's exactly how it feels. Emotional outbursts. Girlfriends are much more susceptible to emotions than we are. At some point, she might want to come back. If you realize it's not yet the right stage, that's just an outburst. If you return, it will fade away by the next day. It's just like fireworks, a burst, and then the sparks die down. If you don't go along with it, you move to the next step. Why do these stages exist? From the moment of your first unanswered message, Your girlfriend gets an unfinished task. Have you ever played a slot machine? You know it's psychologically genius? You put in $1 and lose, but you can't stop because you want to finish the task. This is exactly the same thing. Regret and reconciliation. The more your girlfriend thinks about you, no matter in what way, the bigger your figure becomes in her mind. The bigger the figure, the higher your value. The higher your value, the more she thinks about what she did and starts realizing something has changed inside her. When everything goes according to this plan, and most often it does, your girlfriend's value decreases and yours increases. She doesn't understand what's happening, but you do. You're calm, she is not anymore. Understanding the fundamentals of desire formation. Then she comes back, because you acted correctly. You gave her space, didn't chase, and grew your value. If you had done this correctly while in the relationship, the breakup wouldn't have happened. Timing and conditions. Every situation is individual. Basic internet advice doesn't work. Psychologically, it's provable that it doesn't work. It only exists because of your desire to get everything yesterday. Where there's demand, there's supply. But unfortunately, value grows over time and with distance. There's no life hack or cheat code here. You can't force it, but you sure can help life do its work.